Hey guys, what's up? It's JRCuber, and in this video we have another unboxing from the cubicle.com. In here should be the YueXiao EDM 3x3, so let's go ahead and open it up. Alright, here it is. So they also get some lubical silk in here. So it says, the Cubicle is proud to reintroduce Cubicle Labs silk. This reformulated lube is produced by Cubicle Labs and promises the same plush feel and sound as previous silk formula. Familiar feel redesigned. Okay, so this is I guess a slightly different version of lubical silk. I guess we'll go ahead and test it out in this cube, might as well. So let's go ahead and open this up. All right, so you can see this like gold design on the top here, and it just says YueXiao EDM. So let's go ahead and see what's inside. All right, we got a card. This looks like it could be the designer of the puzzle. And then we get a puzzle and some accessories, which is pretty standard. So let's just see what's in here. All right, tension tool, another card, pamphlet, other tension tool. We get spare magnets, a little screwdriver, and oh, these adjustment tension tools. So I imagine this has the same spring tension adjustment system as the GTS3 and the WRM, which is awesome. That's still my preferred way to adjust spring tension over the GES nuts from GuoGuan. And then we also get a spare core. So let's go ahead and get into the puzzle. Now, interestingly with this puzzle, this only comes in black. There's no stickerless version, which is definitely very controversial. I heard a lot of people saying that they pretty much didn't even want to get this cube only because it didn't come in stickerless. Now, me personally, I actually do really like black cubes with stickers, so I don't mind this that much. I'm more interested in how it performs. This does feel very, very light right out of the box. Like, it feels like a super airy cube. I guess we'll just go ahead and see how it feels. Yeah, so definitely an airy feeling. That's the first thing I'm noticing. Yeah, overall, an extremely light turn. Kind of crunchy. The magnet strength doesn't feel that strong. And I've heard that you can actually adjust the magnet tension, not by replacing the magnet, but by kind of pushing the magnet further into the edge, which is a very unique idea, I think. Yeah, overall, it doesn't feel that all that smooth, really. Like, it feels very crunchy, and you can definitely hear in the sound it's a very airy feeling. So let's go ahead and see the spring tension. Yeah, so there it is. I'm assuming it's probably going to have 9 tensions like the WR does. So let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So on that 9th click, it actually just went all the way down. So it looks like there's only 8. So that would mean it's the same as the GTS3. So I'm going to go ahead and set this to the 8th tension and see what that does. See how that changes the feel, which I think is right there. All right, let's do that on all of the sides. All right, let's see how that feels. Wow, definitely a lot more stable. There's definitely a lot less give in the pieces. I imagine the corner cutting will be a lot lower. Probably would have been good to test it while it was on the lighter tension, but even in this setting, it still cuts past 45, but it's a pretty harsh cut. I imagine that would be a much easier cut to make if it was at the lower tension. I'm probably going to end up putting it right around the middle where I normally do. But overall, I think I do prefer the tighter tension over the lighter tension. This might need to be loosened just a little bit too. But yeah, overall, it is really fast too. Like, it feels very speedy. The turns don't feel like they take any effort to make, which I think is a good improvement because the last GuoGuan puzzle, the YueXiao Pro, was pretty slow. And this puzzle doesn't seem like it's going to have that problem at all. And that's definitely good. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure out how this edge magnet thing works. So here's what the edge looks like, and you can see the magnet right there. It looks like it can slide forward like that. So as you can see, I just slid it forward from its original position, which was there. So now, I think I have to do that on both sides. Yeah, so it looks like its original position is the magnet, on this side. So maybe if I just push it to this side, that's the change that you can make. I'm gonna see which feels stronger. Okay. So it almost feels like the magnet is closer to the edge in the corner. So I think if we move this out, the connection should be stronger now. Yeah, that feels like a more solid connection than it was before. Like if you see before, it doesn't feel like it's connecting as strongly, like it's barely holding on. And then here, in this position, that feels much more sturdy. So that's good because the magnet strength I felt was way too light in the normal version. I do prefer my magnets to be stronger, and it seems like most people don't like that though. So maybe that's just me, but I'm glad that there actually is a stronger version than what is stock with the cube, you know? All right, so that one is, those magnets are pushed out. It looks like you can actually push them out without having to take all the puzzles apart. So yeah, you can just barely reach it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for all of the edges here. Okay, so all of the magnets have been extended outwards a bit, so let's see how this feels. All right, definitely an improvement. It feels even more stable now, which is great. Yeah, wow, this feels like a nice cube. This feels really solid. Very stable. Overall, actually, pretty smooth. It's feeling more smooth now that there's not as much flex in the turns. I might actually keep the tension here. I actually like this. I'll definitely try it at the fourth setting where I have my GTS 3. But this feels good. So yeah, solid. All right, let's go ahead and put some of this new lubical silk in there because this feels completely dry. So it says to put 2 drops. I'm gonna go ahead and actually, you know what? I'm just gonna follow the instructions. I'm not gonna try and do anything crazy. So just put 1 drop right there. There we go. And then put another drop right here. Doesn't seem like that's going to be enough. We might end up putting more, but we'll see. All right. Oops. Got some on the outside. All right. Let's see how that affects the puzzle. Okay. It doesn't feel like it did a whole lot. I am noticing the sound changing just a bit though. It does feel like it's getting a little bit smoother. Just that overall lubricated feeling. I think I might actually add a bit more. Wow, this is a really terrible solve. But that E-perm was clean. I'm actually really liking how this cube is feeling out of the box. I'm gonna go ahead and solve with it a whole bunch. Also, just for some more general information about the puzzle that I kind of forgot to mention, I'm not actually totally sure what size it is. It doesn't mention it on the cubicle. I just compared it to my 356, and it feels a little bit smaller than 56 millimeters. So I imagine it's probably 55.5 or so. So yeah, that's the size. The puzzle goes for $25 on the cubicle. So pretty reasonable compared to other puzzles out there right now. This feels like a good mid-tier option. And it's cool to see MoYu continue to innovate in their puzzles, introduce new stuff. The thing with the magnets is pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for my overall first impressions of the EDM. I'm gonna go ahead and solve with it a bunch more, and then I'll come back with my updated thoughts on the puzzle. So just like with the Valk 5, I recorded the first part of this video before I left for Australia. So I've had this cube for quite a while now. And while it won't become my main or anything, I actually really enjoy solving on this puzzle from time to time. It's got a very crisp feel. It's very snappy and a bit blocky too. And I just enjoy the feel overall. The spring tension I settled on was actually the middle tension, right where I keep my GTS 3, and it works very well for me. It's actually slowed down a bit from the time I unboxed it, but it's at a very controllable speed that I quite like. I can really spam turns and get some pretty fast and clean algorithm executions out of this puzzle on occasion. I usually can't solve with it for a very long time because it's just not as fast as my mains, but I really like being able to just spam out some super fast TPS and get some pretty crazy solves here and there. I do wish that the cube came in stickerless. I really don't like the sticker shades. They're just way too dark, And actually the overall aesthetic of the puzzle is really similar to the YJMGC. I suppose I could just re-sticker the puzzle, but I really don't use the cube enough to do that. There really should have just been a stickerless version from the start. So the overall performance of the puzzle isn't going to blow your mind, but it's good enough for a mid-tier puzzle. The corner cutting is serviceable, and the cube has fairly minimal catches and lockups. Not really any corner twists either. The puzzle is actually extremely stable too, which is really great. So overall, not the best performance I've seen, far from the worst. A very average cube that just has some aspects that I personally really enjoy. I really enjoy the more classic style feel, and it even sounds like an old cube as well. Overall, I really don't have too much more to say about the GuoGuan YueXiao EDM. If you guys want to check out this puzzle, the link will be in the description as always. Thanks of course to the Cubicle for sending me this cube for free to review and for sponsoring the video. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that like button, turn on notifications, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.